Welcome to this episode, folks. Today we're diving deep into the tale of Helena, the emperor's mother who, went treasure hunting for Jesus and reshaped what
That's quite
we
a
think we
headline,
know
right?
about holy sites.
Absolutely, it's almost like a political adventure mixed with a bit of myth-making.
Right? So, let's start with the basics. Helena, the mother of Constantine the Great, was already an influential figure by virtue of her son's reign. Born in, rather humble beginnings, she later became Augusta. Imagine that. She went from possibly being an innkeeper's daughter to wielding imperial
Yes, it's
power.
like a rags to riches saga. Yeah. And what's fascinating is that once Emperor Constantine legalized Christianity, Helena's role morphed into something quite extraordinary.
Exactly. With the Edict of Milan in 313 CE, Christianity wasn't persecuted anymore. It was being favored by the empire. And then in the 300s and 20s, Helena sets off on this pilgrimage. Officially, it's supposed to be a holy journey, but, many now argue it was more about, piecing together the sacred map for the new Christian
It
empire.
sounds almost like a state-sponsored treasure hunt. Right. And what's intriguing is that she identifies sites like the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Church of the Nativity, right?
Yeah, exactly. According to Eusebius, the court historian, Helena tours Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and the Mount of Olives, all the while uncovering relics and places connected to Jesus. But here's the twist. The Jerusalem Helena sees isn't really the Jerusalem from Jesus' time. After the city's destruction by Titus and the subsequent rebuilding by Hadrian, the original landmarks were, well, mostly gone or altered.
Right. That definitely gives you pause when thinking about historical continuity. So, you're saying the locations might have been more symbolic than accurate?
Precisely. It appears that the locations were chosen, maybe even invented, to legitimize Christianity. By creating a tangible sacred geography, Helena provided an imperial endorsement. It's like, imagine redesigning the world map so that your favorite spots always had your mark
Exactly, yeah.
on them.
That almost sounds like a strategic power move rather than purely a religious quest, doesn't it?
It does. Take the discovery of the tomb of Christ, for example. Helena allegedly had a Roman temple to Venus removed to reveal a rock-cut tomb, one that Constantine immediately turned into a basilica. And there's that later, dramatic discovery of the so-called true cross. But get this, Eusebius, the official historian, never actually mentions the true cross.
Really? That's odd given how important it is in later Christian lore. Exactly, it's almost as if the relic was a later fabrication.
Right, and, that's where historians start questioning the narrative. Later writers like Rufinus and Socrates Scholasticus introduced the story of the healing touch test to decide which cross is real. But if the original official account doesn't mention it, then maybe these details were added later on?
So it's like the truth got edited to fit the political narrative. And that brings us to the broader point. Helena's pilgrimage might not have been just about devotion.
Exactly. It's like she was, conducting an imperial survey of sacred sites. By establishing these holy places, Constantine's regime could stake a claim on a holy narrative. It's kind of a, land grab on a spiritual level.
Right, it's like drawing borders on a map that matter just as much as, well, state lines. But let me challenge you here for a moment. Aren't there historians who might say that Helena was genuinely inspired by faith?
Good point. And yeah, many do argue that Helena was a devout woman who simply rediscovered these sites. However, given the political context, a newly Christianized empire, it's hard to ignore that these discoveries conveniently reinforced Constantine's power.
It's definitely a nuanced situation.
And here's another interesting angle. By establishing marked pilgrimage routes and constructing churches over these holy sites, Helena didn't just leave a religious legacy, she also redefined the geography of faith. Think about it. Future generations would literally walk in the footsteps of these sites that, well, might have been chosen for their political symbolism rather than historical precision.
Exactly, it's like cementing a myth into physical reality. It makes you wonder how much of what we consider sacred is shaped as much by power as by piety.
Absolutely, it's like a clever blend of devotion and dynastic ambition. Even the relics, like fragments of the true cross distributed across the empire, served a dual purpose. They were objects of veneration and also tangible ties to the imperial center.
Yep, a sort of spiritual glue for the empire, right? Exactly. And speaking of relics, isn't it interesting how this whole episode still influences Christian traditions today?
For sure. Helena's legacy is mixed in with modern pilgrimage traditions. Millions of Christians still visit Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and other sites that owe their existence largely to her imperial mission. It's like her actions in the 320s have echoed through time, shaping not only history, but modern faith.
Right, really fascinating how the past can redefine the present. So in a way, whether she was a devout explorer or a savvy imperial strategist, her influence is undeniable.
Exactly. And, it's perhaps a reminder that history is often more layered than it appears. The sacred geography of the Holy Land might reflect, or even be a product of, the ambitions of a powerful empire, not just divine intervention.
It's a bit unsettling, but undeniably compelling. And you know, there's that lingering question. Was this a genuine reclamation of Christian heritage, or simply a masterstroke in political theater?
Right. That's the million-dollar question. On one hand, Helena's actions preserved and promoted Christian sites, giving believers concrete places of worship and pilgrimage. On the other hand, it appears to have been a deliberate creation of a sacred landscape tailored to reinforce an emerging imperial ideology.
And the evidence seems to support both interpretations in a way. It really makes you think about how history can be, rewritten by those in power, doesn't it?
It does indeed. And here's an analogy. It's like crafting a treasure map where the X isn't really marking an ancient treasure, but rather the spot where someone decided to drop their own bag of gold coins, you know?
Yeah, it's like they invented the treasure after the fact. That's a powerful way to put it. And it also means that our modern religious practices might be influenced by these very manipulations of history.
Exactly. Even today, when people visit the Church of the Holy Sepulchre or the Church of the Nativity, they're engaging in a tradition that was, heavily shaped by imperial politics. Those sites carry a dual identity, one of, genuine faith and one of power and political necessity.
A legacy that's as controversial as it is enduring. And isn't that the beauty and the beast of history? It's rarely just black and white.
Absolutely. Helena's journey is emblematic of how religious and political narratives can intertwine, creating a legacy that's both inspiring and, well, a little bit unsettling.
Right, it's like a historical paradox. So, in wrapping up, what do you think is the ultimate takeaway from Helena's story?
I'd say the takeaway is that history is often a blend of fact and strategic storytelling. Whether you see Helena as a devout pilgrim or a cunning political operator, her impact on Christianity, by reshaping the map of sacred sites, is undeniable. It's a reminder that faith and power have always been,
Indeed, a powerful reminder.
hand in hand.
And it makes you realize that even the places we hold most sacred might have layers of political maneuvering beneath them.
Exactly. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, each layer revealing more about the, complex interplay of religion and empire.
Right, and each layer just adds to the intrigue. Thanks for walking through this fascinating, albeit controversial perspective with me.
Anytime. It's always engaging to explore how the stories of old continue to shape our modern world.
Absolutely, it definitely keeps us thinking. And for our listeners, if this narrative challenged your assumptions or sparked your curiosity about the interplay of sacred history and imperial politics, let it be a reminder that history, just like faith, isn't always as straightforward as it seems.
Right, folks. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Helena's incredible and, controversial treasure hunt for Jesus. Until next time, keep questioning and exploring those hidden layers of history.